You ever notice how life is kind of like a chessboard? Most people, they're so busy staring at the pawn right in front of them, they forget the queen is waiting to move. The rook is ready to fly. The game itself is much bigger. And isn't it funny how when you zoom out, when you chunk up to the larger picture, things suddenly make sense? Like, oh, that late night you spend scrolling. That's not just a tired evening. That's a pattern. That's years of energy being siphoned into nothing. That's future regret being written, one thumb swipe at a time. And on the other side, one decision to pace, lead, anchor, loop. That's not just a conversation. That's you rewriting someone's timeline. That's you planting a seed that grows into a forest 10 years from now. Imagine this. You start doing it. You pace people, lead them, anchor to what they love, loop back into their identity. And suddenly people listen. They shift. Your boss sees you as a leader. Your kids see you as a rock. Your partner feels your presence like gravity. Now chunk that up. Zoom forward. If you keep doing this, you don't just help individuals. You shift culture. You create ripple effects. Someone you woke up goes on to wake up another and another. And decades later, some kid who never met you lives a bigger life because you had the guts to wake their grandfather up. Now imagine the other future. You don't do this. You let fear whisper louder than truth. You stay polite, safe, comfortable. Fast forward 10 years, 20, you're older. You see people stuck in the same bullshit patterns and you realise you could have interrupted it, but you didn't. That regret, that's the side effect of not acting. That's the karmic tax. That's hell, dying with your music still inside you. And maybe a part of you wonders, what if you're already doing this, just not consciously? What if every time you make a friend laugh when they're down, you're pacing? What if every time you describe that trip you're planning, you're leading? What if every time you remind someone why they care, you're anchoring? And what if every time you say, you're the kind of badass who always bounces back, you're looping? And isn't it curious how once you notice this, you can't unnotice it? It starts leaking into conversations, into arguments, into coaching moments, into the way you talk to yourself in the mirror. And because your unconscious mind knows how to run patterns without thinking, like breathing, like walking, it begins to install this loop deeper and deeper until it's automatic, natural, effortless. It's like having a secret spell book. One page says, match where they are. Next page, show them where they can go. Next page, hook it to their heart. Final page, remind them who the fuck they are. And when you cast that spell enough, people don't say, you convinced me. They look at you like you slapped the fog off their eyes, and they say, holy shit, you woke me up. And how good does it feel to know you're the kind of person who wakes people the fuck up? So from here on, notice, every choice you make either compounds into awakening or into sleep. Every conversation is either a trance deeper into mediocrity or a trance upward into power. Every moment you choose courage, you're upgrading timelines. And every moment you don't, you're feeding the gravity of regret. Which means your life isn't about if you make an impact. It's about what kind of impact you'll make. Dead weight or divine spark. It's already decided by whether you run the loop. And as you hear this, as you feel it ripple in your nervous system, your unconscious installs it. You're the kind of person who wakes people up. You're the kind of person who makes change inevitable. You're the kind of person whose very presence interrupts the trance of mediocrity and replaces it with clarity, power and truth. That's the art. That's the science. That's the fucking workshop.